Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Cinema. I am your host, Money Mike, and I am wondering at the time of this video if this man right here has yet to make it out of Scotland, let alone make it out of Scotland alive, because we might have just witnessed the double turn of the Triple H era that is going to change everything. Now, if you saw my reaction on my live stream, initially I was upset. In fact, let me show you my reaction when Drew lost and when CM Punk came out to be a referee. And yeah, you'll see my reaction here.
Get out there. Two. Who the? No. 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 Wait, CM Punk's not the ref? Wait, what in the? No. They just had Punk. Oh, shit. Drew is pissed. And CM Punk is not leaving Scotland. Wait, is this his heel turn? I mean, he's a heel to Scotland now, but. Oh my gosh. Drew McIntyre is going to lose again. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. One, two. You just should have left Punk out of the match. You should have just left Punk out of the match. What is WWE thinking here?
Yeah, so initially, like a lot of people, they were upset. I was upset because, I felt this was in Scotland after what happened at Clash of the Castle a couple years ago, that perhaps Drew deserved to have this moment in Scotland. And I think when this was announced to be taking place in Scotland, a lot of people assumed that this would be Drew's moment. But we live in the Triple H era where storylines outweigh fantasy booking. And to me, I think this might be what we saw at Clash of the Castle between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre might have been the equivalent, the 2024 equivalent of the Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin from WrestleMania 13, the infamous double turn in that match. And I believe CM Punk just turned heel, and they just turned Drew McIntyre babyface. And we know what happened with the Bret Hart Austin double turn. Austin became a mega babyface and turned the company around, beat WCW in ratings, blah, blah, blah. But this might have just been what is going to give us probably the best SummerSlam ever. Because you look at the potential match card for SummerSlam 2024, and if it's going to include CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, we're going to get ourselves a hell of a match. Now, reports are saying that CM Punk is going to be cleared soon. And how soon? Perhaps SummerSlam, maybe Money in the Bank. But Something tells me this is going to be put off for SummerSlam, and we're going to get a great match out of this. And we go into Raw Monday. Drew McIntyre is probably going to be irate. I mean, he was. I saw the videos that WWE posted where he was losing his ever loving mind. He was even choking Corey Graves. He was choking the referee. He was looking for CM Punk wherever he could go. You know, it was insane. Like, this moment here could be what defines the Triple H era. Yes, it might be a little too soon to say that because yes, this man right here is the face of the Triple H era. But this moment here with CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, this being a potential double turn, may just shaken up the landscape of WWE going forward. You know, Seth Rollins is out. He's recovering from injury, and you know, if this is a heel turn for CM Punk, now you kind of set everything up for him to have great matches with not only Drew McIntyre, but also Seth Rollins, perhaps a face Damian Priest if they decide to go that route, depending on how they do the Judgment Day breakup. And then, of course, you go over to, if he does go to SmackDown at some point, you know, you have Kevin Owens, you have what potentially could be a babyface Roman Reigns going up against a heel CM Punk. You have so many options for him as a heel compared to, I think, him being a babyface. Plus, I do think, in the grand scheme of things, this is going to lead to Drew winning the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. I feel like, to me, this could lead to Drew eventually winning the title at WrestleMania next year. Maybe at the end of the year. Who knows? But this could lead to him winning the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. Could that mean Drew versus Gunther at WrestleMania next year? You know, but it is shaping up for Drew to at least win the world title at some point this year, feels like. Maybe. But there is Gunther waiting at SummerSlam, and it does feel like Gunther would probably get a long run and would be that guy, the next person that is going to have a long run that could be dethroned at WrestleMania. So, I don't know if they would want to run Drew and Gunther at WrestleMania for the world title next year. Because they could do Drew, CM Punk, and Rollins. Maybe Punk is the world champion and Drew versus Punk for the World Heavyweight title next year, maybe. But either way, this moment, similar to Bret Hart and Steve Austin double turn from WrestleMania 13, may have just shaped the Triple H era for the better. And we may be looking back at this moment, and we may be looking back at CM Punk getting injured as a blessing in disguise. Now, again, I said it in my live stream in the post show. I said, you know, I'm going to be curious to see where this goes, what kind of reaction that CM Punk is going to get from the American fans, because obviously, with this being in Scotland, obviously he was going to become the most hated man in Scotland. CM Punk is probably never going to be allowed back in Scotland ever again after screwing over Drew McIntyre. But how will the American crowds react when we get back to, I think it's Corpus Christi, Texas, I think, is where Raw is. I don't know. Only thing I know is I keep seeing things online about how the crowd in Corpus Christi is terrible. But maybe the Triple H era, how things have been booming lately, maybe it will wake up the Corpus Christi crowd for Raw. But I will be curious to see how they will react if CM Punk is on Raw. I imagine he will be. And Drew McIntyre, I imagine, is going to go on a. Y'all remember when Brock Lesnar lost at WrestleMania? Seth Rollins cashed in the next night on Raw. Brock Lesnar came out there and destroyed everything. Yeah, I think we're going to get that on Raw, where Drew is just going to come out there and he's going to just tear everything apart. I mean, look, he was willingly choking Corey Graves, like who was just commentating the match. He had nothing to do with CM Punk, but Drew was so irate he was choking Corey Graves. And you know what's funny is if you look back at when that happened and when Damian won, you see Wade Barrett just like throw his pen or pencil or something out of frustration. But man, this might be, I know a lot of people are mad now. And we look at things and we want to have an instant reaction. But in the Triple H era, we have to understand that it's a part of a bigger story. And we have to wait and see how it plays out. And yes, we've said this as fans so many times. Oh, see how it plays out. Well, when it was under Vince, that was completely different. It was, well, let's see how it plays out, and then it was, okay, we definitely had a right to complain. But the Triple H and the Triple H era and storylines being so good or being the main focus, where is this going to go from a story perspective? And that's why I say in this video, I think we're going to be looking back at this moment here from Clash at the Castle when CM Punk screwed over Drew McIntyre, and you want to call it the Scotland screw job, the Scotland Drew job, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be looking back at this in a year, and we're probably going to be saying this was one of the best things to have happened because it led to XYZ and the horror deal. So comment below, let me know what you guys think of the finish. Should WWE have just let Drew win? I even suggested that maybe they should have let Drew win and then he gets cashed in on at Money in the Bank because of CM Punk. But hey, you know what? We'll see what happens. And yeah, speaking of Money in the Bank, before I go, Monday, Money in the Bank qualifying matches begin on Raw. And I will give you my predictions and thoughts on who I think will win Money in the Bank this year. I've been your host, Mooney Mike, and you've been watching Ringside Cinema. Ringside Cinema, living out the dream. Lights down, time to go. Cheers for heroes we know. Ringside forever bold. Wrestling